Raid Shadow Legends, stop whatever you are doing. Do not summon right now. There's a summon event that just started, but there's also an announcement that went out, and they're trying to see if they can get it put in game as well. But there's a summon rush going on right now. It's not too terribly hard to complete it if you have saved up, especially if you have saved up void shards, and they will have void deals tomorrow. The reason why you don't want to summon any of your voids right now is because they're going to double the chance of you getting epic and legendary voids sometime tomorrow. So you have plenty of time to complete this event. You have 3 days and 22 hours. So do not summon any of your void champions right now. Right here, all you would need, I'm sure they're going to have deals on voids if they have double void chance to summon. You know they're going to have deals on voids, so just wait for that. It would only take you about 20 voids, and you'll almost be at the end here to be able to get all these rewards. So let's go over here and look at this. Obviously, it's not up yet. It will be sometime tomorrow, but this is going to go from 8% to 16% and 5%, 0.5% to 1%. So just be ready tomorrow. I don't know what time, but check with the Discord. Here, we'll go over there right now so you know where to go. Right here, Cirilla on the very bottom, the newest update. Hello, everyone. They're come here to tell us 3 different things. The chances for getting epic and legendaries out of your void shards will be doubled tomorrow. There will be news about this in the game. So they're going to try to get news to you in game about this as soon as possible, but it might be a little bit too late because we see the summon event is already up. We already see deals for sacred shards coming out, and you might go ahead and already spend your void shards. So don't do that. But let's go over here to IumiLove. IumiLove.net is how you pronounce that. Raid Shadow Legends. So let's see here what we have. If you click on it, you can see all the buffs and debuffs and whatever people have. This is a very good website that I like to go to. If I need to see ally protection, I'll click on this right here, and it'll show me everybody that has ally protection and so on. But I clicked void. I clicked it to do it by affinity. So now we're looking at all the void right now. Okay, so I have some void tabs up here open just to look over some void champions that I like, that are in epic, because I really don't still have a hope for a legendary. I never hope for a legendary because I just don't think it's going to happen. It usually doesn't happen, so I at least try to pray, please give me an epic, right? An epic at 16%, would it be? Was it 8%? I think that's what it was. So yeah, so at 16%, we should get quite a few epics. Should be okay. So for the epics, let's look at the legendaries really quick, the names here that we have. So we see Arbiter, we see Blind Seer, Crutrexa, we have Augur, we have Hegemon. Hegemon would be really cool to get. We have Ithos would be awesome. We have Anithwi Blood Twin, which I've done a review on. Sir Nick would be amazing. I'd love to have him. I wish I was around when they did the fusion for him. Solus is okay in certain situations. He maybe he'll get a buff soon. Tolvord is very good. Venus is amazing, and Warlord is amazing. So there are a lot of good legendary voids. So I wish you all luck in getting the legendary voids, because I will not be getting those, I'm sure. So let's see here. Well, I got my one, right? I got my Anithwi, so I can't complain. I already got one. That is way more than a lot of people have for legendary voids. So let's go into the epics. So the epics are more likely that you'll get an epic in this. So what epics do you want? Out of all the epics here, Azure, Basher, Battle Sage, Broad Maul is probably the least favorite out of all these. It's a fusion, and he's just terrible. So these top 4 aren't that great. Cardinal is okay. Let's look at Cardinal here. Cardinal is the Sacred Order. Remember, we got to start looking at faction war stuff now, so we got to start seeing what faction they are and if they'd be good in faction wars as well. She will do this right here. Revive all dead allies, heals them by 25% of their max HP, and then boost their turn meter to the max. This is pretty cool. It's actually really dirty in PvP if you could keep her alive, which she has good stats for HP and defense, and she's got good speed as well. So if you could bring everybody back, or anybody that died and they immediately get to attack, that would be really cool in PvP. And of course, that'd be good also in anything you're doing against bosses as well. So I think she's pretty cool. I wouldn't feel bad getting her. I don't know where I'd really fit her in. And she does poisons on her turn 1. And then the target, places a 60% increased defense and heal somebody. So she's pretty cool. She's not bad at all. I wouldn't mind getting her. I don't know that I'd use her immediately, but I don't mind getting her. Let's look at another one. So we have, what is it? The Golden Reaper. The Golden Reaper is pretty sweet. I'll take the Golden Reaper. So the Golden Reaper has a 50% chance to decrease the cooldown of one random ally skill, which is amazing, and then does the same thing but better that Apothecary does. It increases your speed. Oh, down here, increases your speed by speed meter by 20% and speed by 30%. I think it's exactly the same. Or Apothecary does 15% increased turn meter and then 30% increased speed. So they're almost the same cooldown. And then we have attack all enemies, has a chance to place the decreased attack. So she's great. I mean, you could bring her anywhere you're having trouble with. You'd want to bring her anyways. She doesn't have a heal like Apothecary, so I kind of consider them about the same, because if you need the spot heals, you have Apothecary, and if you don't need the multi-hit, you have Apothecary. If you don't need that, then you can bring her in. She'll have a chance to lower your skill cooldowns of your allies. She has a chance to do a decreased attack, which can save your whole team. An AoE decreased attack. It is on a 4-turn cooldown, but still. And then she does the speed boost. So she's pretty good. I don't mind her at all. I think she's decent. I don't think she's OP, but I think she's good, because there's Apothecary can fill that role, right? So we'll see. She's really cool though. I wouldn't mind getting her. Lightsworn is another really good one. I'd only use them for this revival on death and increased defense for me, and decrease the turn meter is really nice. This would be really good on bosses for faction wars, especially the turn meter decrease, because the faction war bosses do some crazy stuff, and if you can decrease their turn meter and keep them down from attacking, you're good to go. So attack one enemy, decrease attack on this one as well, and then this one decreased the turn meter, but this 60% increase buff along with the revive is really sweet. And then we have Lua. So I have Lua. I've done guides on Lua before. She can hit really hard on her AoE, which is the second skill, and then her third skill, here, we'll go down here. So a 3-turn cooldown to hit all allies. The second skill, hail of arrows, 3 times, and then each crit heals her for 2.5%. This skill actually hits very, very hard. It's a good skill to have. A lot of people like to use her in PvP after you do a decreased break with Zargala or somebody. Bring her in after that to AoE and do massive damage. Also, Lucky Shot does really good damage, and it depletes the turn meter and goes through shields and block damage, so you could snipe somebody out if they have shield and block damage. And then this AoE doesn't do a lot of damage. Skill 1, if it crits, she can do half that damage to everybody else, but it splits it over all of everybody else, so it's not that much damage. But still, she's a really good champion. She's fun to have as an epic if you don't have her. Man-Eater. Man-Eater is a really good one as well. Decrease attack on all enemies if this attack is critical. So it's only 1 turn, but still it's very good. And then he has attack one enemy, fully depletes their turn meter, fills his champion's turn meter equal to the amount of the target that they lost on a 3-turn cooldown. I'd like to have him probably in spiders. Anything with deplete turn meter to go in there with my cold hearts would be great. Could be interesting. I don't know. It's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to fit people in certain roles if you have other ones that you're using, but I always like to throw them in there. Even if I have set teams for all my 20 dungeons, I still like to bring up guys and throw them in there just for fun, see how they work, see how they are. I mean, it's just that's what this game's all about, trying out all these champions. This champion receives damage, then places an unkillable buff and block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns. Damage received is equal to 5% max of every ally. Okay, so it's on a 5-turn cooldown for that one, and then increase ally HP by 33% in all dungeons. So he's got a really good leader skill. Man-Eater would be fun to play with. Padma, she would be fun as well. All these stuff I've gone over a lot, so sorry if I'm rushing through it, but I just feel like I'm kind of repeating myself because I've done a lot of champion guides and I've gone over voids before. So here we are. Attack one enemy 2 times. If it's critical, has a chance to place a 50% decrease attack on all enemies for 2 turns. This one's very good as well. This is on her skill 1, so she's very strong for decreasing the attack on enemies in any waves you go through. And then she has this one, her damage is off of defense and attack. Attacks all enemies, has a chance to decrease accuracy, and then attacks one enemy, removes all buffs from that target and places them on herself. So she's very strong as well. And then we have Skull Crown. Now this is one I would really like to have because I'd like to play around with her a lot in a lot of things. So if I could pick any epic out of all of them, it probably would be Skull Crown. I really would like to have her just because her skill 1 hits so hard, places an extra hit if the target has more than 50% HP. So you can get 2 hits with that skill 1 if they have more than 50% HP, and it's just massive. It's completely massive. And then her passive down here, places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn every time their HP drops below 20%. So then right away, right when she drops down below 20%, even if it was something that would kill her outright, she still puts this passive on, and she's alive for a turn, unless you can take it off or block buffs. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance, 75% chance, fully maxed to place the weaken, 25%, debuff for 2 turns. So again, she attacks all enemies again on a 3-turn cooldown, has weaken, and then if you're with her sister here, Sinisha, she will come back to life, which both of them are dirty. I don't have her sister either, so increase ally speed in arena by 23%. So she's really, really good. You've seen a lot of videos on Skull Crown. She's looks like tremendous amount of fun. So that's why I want to have her. And I have Warcaster here. Warcaster is a very versatile, and who is he in? Bannerlords? Okay, Bannerlords don't have a lot of good options for faction wars, so I think he's going to be really good because I have him at 6-star. I'm going to put him in with Bannerlords. He has the ability to steal buffs. He can block buffs, and then he places a block damage where your guys can't be hurt for 1 turn of damage on a 4-turn cooldown. So he's kind of a jack of all trades. He does okay. He does damage based on attack, so you have to make him a little bit, you know, tanky but also beefy attack wise, so he does a little bit of damage, but he's fine. Warcaster is a really cool unit. He does have a lot going on for him, and I think he will play a big part in faction wars probably as we go through the bosses and get farther. Right now we're all at stage 7 or whatever it was where the first boss is, so we don't know how hard it's going to be or what it's going to be like or how the bosses are going to change to what they are right now, because there's been 2 different bosses that I've faced. I'm actually putting a video out on it in just a little bit, but I wanted to cover all this first. So the whole reason why we're looking over all this, if you didn't know, if you didn't hear just a minute ago when the intro came on, is we're having double void summons right now. There's a summon event going on, and we're going to be having double the chances. This is going to go from 8 to 16% and 1% for a legendary, which will be in effect by the time you probably log into the game, or by the time you see this, for sure by the time you see this video. Oh, here we go. And they're already coming out with some sales. So maintenance, it says, is going to be happening right now. So that's what we have. As far as the rest of these rare, you know, as you know, for rares, we've got Painkeeper, which is a phenomenal rare champion. We have, I've done plenty of guides on her. You can check out all those. I use her in 60 stuff all the time for fun, just to lower cooldowns. She's great. I try to put different artifacts on her like stun, taunt, decrease healing if I need to, and Fire Knight, just to give her more things to make her, you know, even better, because she doesn't really need any kind of set artifact piece to make her, you know, to make her good, because she's already good with what she has. Sorry, she's already good with lowering the cooldown, with doing the heals, with doing her attacks. So as long as you give her artifacts that do a decent amount of damage and she has a decent amount of HP, then she's good to go. So you can kind of put her in anything, and you don't need high accuracy, because you don't need accuracy for any of the abilities that she does, and you don't need accuracy for artifacts to take effect. So for her, you don't have to worry about accuracy. It's very good. So who else do we have? Bellower is a good one, of course. You can use Bellower as a farmer. You can use him as a farmer at 50 if you have insane gear. You can use Bellower in spiders, dragons, anywhere, because he actually has really good debuffs as well. We have, who else do we have? Cold Heart, of course. Cold Heart is amazing. So you could get a Cold Heart. Eviscerator is pretty cool. I need to, actually I have mine at 50 Ascended, 5-star Ascended. I need to try out Eviscerator and do a video on her for fun. Who else do we have? Who else? I don't know. In the rares, Painkeeper, Paragon, Renegade's interesting. Retainer, I've seen a lot of 60 retainers that have been really good. Seducer, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. How could I forget? How could I forget about my man? You can get a rare Seducer out of these, of course, but you can get these at any time, right? It doesn't matter with the event. You can get these rares at any time. Oh, and then where's the dwarf guy? The new dwarf. Is his name Veteran? Stone Skin. So who is the new dwarf that does the... is he in here? Is this updated? This might not be updated for, unless the dwarf name... Oh, it's alphabetical order. So I don't remember what the dwarf's name is. But it's the dwarf that does the burn. It's a rare void, which does burn. And then when he gets hit, he has a chance to extend all debuffs, just like Septimus and Warlord do when they attack, just like Vizier when he attacks as well. Except this is when the champion is actually hit. So it's not as good because you don't get hit as often as you attack most times. But still, it's really cool for a void rare, and I want to level him up to 6-star and use him. But I don't remember his name right now. I know you guys are going to tell me right away, I'm sure, in the comments, but I don't remember his name. So that's it. Good luck to everybody on your summons. I hope you do get some of these legendaries. Again, use the site, ayumiloveuphhere.net. It's a great site. I'm not pushing it because I know anybody here. I don't even know who does this site. But for me, whenever I want to look at anything that does bombs, if I want to look at anybody who does bombs, I click on the debuff, and then it pulls up all the champions that do bombs. So it's very easy for me to get to the information. It's just right there, and then I just click on the champion. Boom, boom, boom. I see everything there is. I see their max HP, hit points. I enjoy using it, so maybe you will too. Anyways, that's all I have. I will see you all on the next video today about the High Elves and the Barbarians faction wars that I did, what champions I used, what gear I used, and the boss battle fights. I'll see you then.